Hey, welcome back to Five Lakes Garage, and today we're having dessert with Chef Mike. Now, one of the staples for Cub Scouts in just about any camping setting that you see would be desserts, which would be Dutch oven cooking because it is so easy. And actually, this recipe actually came from the Scouts many years ago, and basically, let's call it a dump cake. This particular one's going to be a cherry chocolate dump cake. Oh, that's so good. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So anyway, this one right here is actually one of the easiest recipes that you can make. The pizza thing was pretty good, but this one right here is actually even easier. Because it's a dump cake. You put everything in and then you just let it cook for 30 minutes and boom, you got cherry dump cake. Awesome. So these are the things you're gonna need. You're gonna need some roasty red coals, which are also white, and that's kind of where you want to have your coals. If they are too black, that means they're not lit all the way. You want to wait till they actually turn white on the outside. Got it in my chimney. You should be in good shape there. Also going to need a way to move your coals around. Going to need your tongs. I like to use tongs. You can use a welding glove. That actually works out really well. And of course, you need the Dutch oven. If you've seen any of my other videos, I've pretty much cooked quite a few things, but they're all been for main courses. This is actually my first dessert, which I should have done that to begin with because it's so easy. So this particular recipe is very simple. Like I said, all you need is a box of cake mix, some cherry pie filling. Now on these particular ones here, if you're out in the woods, the better ones to get are the ones with the pull top lid. If not, then you're gonna have to get your knife out and all the way around. Kind of takes a long time. These actually work really well. And then you just need a 12-ounce can of either Sprite or 7-Up. 7-Up works great too. So this right here is actually a pretty scientific way of doing it. You need to get this Dutch oven to about 375. And how we're going to do that is that we're going to take 8 coals and put it in a circle down at the bottom. That is basically going to be your burner to keep the bottom warm. But we want to cook it from the top as well. So we want to put 16 coals on the top. I believe the ratio is most of the time it is every 20 degrees is a charcoal. So let's get this guy set up and start making some cherry dump cake. All right, as you can see, I still have my hot water tank tub, which has been fantastically awesome. I'm not going to leave a mark on my concrete. I'm not going to leave grass burnt or anything like that. I actually did this on my deck last time. So, let's get a couple of these out. We can count out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a little more than 8, but that's all right. A couple of them broke apart, so I'm not even going to call that 8. All right, kind of have it in a circle because you want to have it right underneath your Dutch oven. All right, so let's get our Dutch oven out. All right, she's getting warm. So the first thing you want to do is actually take your cherries and pour it all on the bottom. Now you kind of just want to make it a good round surface down at the bottom and cover everything because basically this is going to be your barrier so you do not burn your cake. Sweet. Then you can also use your lid to spread it out. A spoon will work as well. All right, once that's all spread out, make sure you get all your juice out. Don't want to waste the juice. That's some good juice. All right, so then we're gonna grab our cake mix. And wow, I just got stuff all over my fingers. We're gonna open this up. All right, so now you're just gonna pour this right on top. All right, don't forget, always put your trash away. You don't want to dirty up the forest. All right, so now I'm gonna grab my lid again. This is gonna be my stir. My flattener here. All right. All right, so now, last but not least, get yourself some soda. And now I'll just pour it right on top. All right, just kind of swishing around to see if it will mix in a little bit. Now you don't have to mix it in completely, only because as it cooks, the boiling of it will actually mix it for you. All right. Next time I'm gonna bring a spoon. All right, so let's get our lid back on. All right, good news. I went in and got myself a spoon, so man, I didn't have to use my hand so much. So basically what we have to do now is actually put about 16 coals on top. And what that's gonna do is actually get the entire Dutch oven hot. Right now it's on the bottom. It's gonna start boiling and then getting all that, everything stirred into each other. So I'm gonna take some of the coals, put it right on top. Uh-oh, gotta be careful. That's why you got tongs, right? There we go. All right, just like in all my other videos that I've made with this Dutch oven, don't forget to take it, turn it, same thing with the lid. That is gonna make sure that the heat is even all the way around. Because if you have too many coals on one side, or maybe that coal is a little bit hotter than the other side, it's not going to cook very well. So make sure that you keep spinning it about every 5-10 minutes or so. Just spinning a little bit all the way around. And at about 30 minutes or so, go ahead and check it and make sure that your cake is cooked. Now, one of the things that you have to understand though is that when this thing gets finished, do not eat it right away. It is going to turn into lava. Sometimes people call this lava cake, mostly because the cherries kind of bubble up to the top and it looks like lava. Or it is so blistery hot you will burn your mouth, and little kids will yell at you for burning their mouth because they were dumb enough to actually eat it the first time. So anyway, we're going to let this sit for about 30 minutes. I'm going to come back and check it out. I'm going to show you how easy it is to have some cherry chocolate dump cake. All right, I'm gonna clean up my mess first, and then I'm gonna go and let this rest for a little bit. Catch you in a few. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes or so. I've been turning it all the way around, and things are looking pretty good. Let's take a look at it. All right, actually, before I actually pull that up, a couple of other things that I mentioned in other videos, I want to mention it here too, just in case this is your first time watching the show. This right here is actually the tool that you use to lift the lid. It does have a handle up top, so you can really grab a hold of it and pull it up. Also has a hook and a lid stabilizer. Now, one thing you do not want to do with this guy is actually leave it on top while you're cooking, because you're going to have an imprint of that handle on your hand. I've seen people do it. It does not look pretty. So let's see what we got. All right, so you can see where it looks like lava coming up here. That's all the cherries. I could have stirred it just a little bit more to get some of that the powder out, but that actually tastes really good. Now, a couple of different ways that you can tell that this is actually almost done. If you look at the edges and it's starting to pull away, then you're pretty much done. You don't have to have it completely cooked all the way. That's really all your preference. I do have some scouts that really like the gooiness and the fudginess of the cake when it's not cooked all the way. But this guy is pretty good, and we're actually getting ready to serve it and plate it. So I hope this gives you some ideas of different things that you can do in your Dutch oven. I only have the one. I kind of want to have two. I have one for desserts and one for actual cooking. So a lot of people actually put liners in it. It definitely helps you with the cleaning. But to me, personally, I don't really agree with those, only because what's the point of having a Dutch oven besides actually cooking it in there? So I guess it does have a point. But I'd much rather just cook it right into the pot. If you season it correctly, clean up is basically wipe it out, throw a little bit of water in it, kind of squish it around, toss it, and then you're good to go. So anyway, check out some of the other cooking from, unfortunately, home and not out in the trees. Maybe later on when the weather breaks a little bit, because of course it rained again today, I would be out in the woods camping and making these videos for you in a better setting other than my side yard. But anyway, check out some of the other ones, see the ones that you like. Go out there and get yourself a Dutch oven. You will not regret it. And not only that, a Dutch oven is fantastic for an emergency kit that you can have at your house. Because if you lose power, most of the time you don't have a stove, you don't have a microwave, you don't have an oven, but you do have a Dutch oven. And even if you don't have charcoal, I'm pretty sure you can look around and find something to start a fire with and cook with. So anyway, until next time, keep cooking, keep eating. It's awesome stuff. And don't forget to support your scouting organization. Even though they had some bad moments, it's still a great organization, and try to support them as much as you can. Anyway, later.